everybody. Glad you are with us here on what my calendar says is New Year's Eve. Yes, last day of 2025. Is that correct? Am I looking at that correctly?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, this is the last time John will look at that calendar because his lifelong friend, whose mom gives him a new calendar every year, we may have to do this every year that we're on, and we plan on being on for a long time here. Where on New Year's Eve, John ceremoniously throws away the old calendar, lights it on fire, and brings in the new one. Yep, it is the final day of 2025. And what a sporting year it has been. Not the best we've ever had in this area. There were no championships in football. There were no Final Fours in basketball. The Saints still stink.
They're trending upward.
The Pelicans, I do think that if you are an Auburn football fan, you're thinking 2025, thank God, get out of here. Forget this. Again, kind of like 2024, a little bit like 2023, not too far off of what 2022 and 2021 were either. So that's not anything new. But
man, that's tough now that I think about it. Yeah, you're right. Man, it has been several years in a row. Barry, can you confirm, because I have not been able to get this confirmed yet, is Albee going to hit the transfer portal?
Albee's still there.
Okay.
Albee's still there. The Mike man, I think, still going to stick around for the upcoming year.
Okay.
The news of the day, and I
will tell you this. I thought about that one yesterday afternoon. I went, "Ooh, wow! Should I text Barry this one?" I went, "No, I'm going to wait." But I did hit my two.
It's so good. Oh, I don't know if I can keep this rib tickler under wraps. This knee slapper may be just too good for me to hold off until Wednesday morning.
I was with my two Alb brother-in-laws last night, and I think after about the third time I hit them with that, they'd heard it enough.
It's about enough. Well, for me, it's the first, but everybody has their own. I've built up a tolerance for that. Do we start with the fact that the college football playoff begins tonight, or do we start with the fact that the Aubs had another one hit the transfer portal? Well,
are you asking me that based on the text I've received over the last 24 hours?
You have a lot of input into that, a lot of input from that from people. I never really know what the impact is going to be until I go to the official website of Auburn Athletics, which is, of course, TigerInsider.com. They have got a very important football game tomorrow. But that ain't what they're talking about. You know what they're talking about? Two things. Number one, Deuce Knight is going in the transfer portal from Auburn. This is all one topic. Deuce Knight's going to go in the transfer portal from Auburn. Cam Coleman's going to go in the transfer portal from Auburn when it officially opens. And we sure would like to have them both. Number two is that Tennessee lost in their bowl game yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was beautiful. I was watching that. I was watching that as I was talking about the transfer portal with my two brother-in-laws.
Isn't that just
it could have
absolute nirvana for John? Watching Tennessee lose while you're talking about Auburn losing its entire roster, just about, it seems.
Yeah.
Golly, does it get any better than that? I submit to you that it does.
What a way to ring out the year. Watching Tennessee lose was pretty special. I will say that, and I know we'll get into that a little bit more today. That was a good way to cap off the night with the Vols going down. I'll just say this about what you just mentioned about Cam Coleman and Deuce Knight. I mean, I guess if they wanted to come, I guess they could work something out. I just don't get the sense Bama's eagerly or actively pursuing the two of them. I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking, I think they've got their quarterbacks. and it seems like they got some wide receivers too. But they're talented, so you never say never.
The fact is, technically, of course, they can't pursue either one of them because the transfer portal hasn't opened yet. Wink, nudge, nudge. The issues are not, these guys are getting in the transfer portal. They're going to go someplace where they can make a lot of money, which is disturbing because that's not the issue. Auburn, as Ty said, I don't know Mike G from War Rapport, but I have heard this. Auburn was willing to pay Cam and Deuce whatever they wanted. Deuce didn't want to sit behind the quarterback from South Florida, though. Who can blame him? I get that. And Cam
didn't we have a guy work with us named Mike V? Is this the same guy?
Yes. Yeah. Mike V was one of my favorites. He was from Columbus. He was actually from New England. Yeah. Had a distinctly Northeastern accent.
Yeah.
We used to have a live promotion that we were compelled to do by our radio station called Vital Men.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to tell any tales or anything like that, but it wasn't a male enhancement thing. I mean, it wasn't one of those, prescription deals like Vialis or Viagra or Cialis.
I think it was steroids at a legal limit or something. I think
something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. And the tagline was, "Don't forget to take your Vital Men." I think Emmitt Smith.
I thought it was something else like more boom boom in the bedroom. Or something.
Yes, that was one of them too. And that was one of Mike V's taglines. He did it better than we did. Don't forget to take your Vital Men. And
is this the same Mike?
We were also doing a remote one time at this eatery on McGee Road, I think, many years ago.
McGee Road.
And it was a kind of a round table thing. You, me, Schultz, Mike V, and all this. And he was saying, these guys are farting around. And I'm looking at him. This is live on the air. I'm thinking, farting? What the heck is farting? They're farting around over there. And you mean, okay. All right, I got you. Mike G. No, but this is Mike G from War Report.
Yeah. Is this the same Mike G that said Auburn's roster was great and they're loaded and they're going to be in the playoff and this?
That was not him. No.
But I don't know. I think it was this guy.
Mike G. This guy.
Yeah. Everything's great. Auburn's wonderful. Their roster's great. And now it's all falling apart.
I don't even know who these people are. That's the frustrating thing about it. If you're an Auburn fan.
Yeah.
Is it isn't as though, we need to get our NIL together. We need to really start getting people to contribute and have, our ducks in a row about identifying NIL opportunities for our student athletes. That's the thing, is it ain't about money. Cam Coleman, reportedly, he wants to go somewhere where he can win. He's got one more year before he goes to the NFL, and he'd like to go and play in some meaningful games.
I wonder about that, though.
That's
way offsides, Jeff. I mean, I'm with you. Bama needs help on the offensive and defensive lines and at linebacker. Not so much a wide receiver and quarterback, but they want to trot on over to Tuscaloosa. I'm sure they wouldn't turn them down. But I hear what you're saying. I just wonder, Bear, if it's more of Alex Golish's style and philosophy and some of the things he said to these players that maybe they don't like hearing. Is that possibly the case? Because I'm with you. I mean, money's money. If I'm making $2 million at Auburn or $2 million at Coppin State, hey, I'd rather stay at Auburn. But there's got to be something else to it besides just the money. And I want to play for a championship team. Yeah, I'm sure losing sucks. But if I'm making $2 million, am I really that bent out of shape about losing?
Yeah. Of course, John really doesn't come in. John played on a high school football team that never lost. So I'm sure he thinks about that theoretically. I guess it does suck if we ever did it.
Yeah.
But that hold that thought, people, because it may be that Golesh is saying, let's just clean it out. Let's just blow it up. I mean, what? So we lose these guys. So they don't want to compete. So they don't, they don't want to better the program. They're just looking at where they sit on the depth chart. Well, the depth chart wasn't successful this year. They were 5-7. They've lost more games than they've won for 4 or 5 straight years, So what happens? So what if they leave? We're going to be bad next year. We were bad last year. We're going to do it my way. Maybe what you're saying is the truth. Maybe, or that what you're not saying that's the truth. You're saying maybe that's a possibility, and maybe it is a possibility. Maybe Golesh is saying, yeah, man, do what you want to do. We'd love to keep you. We've got enough NIL money to be competitive. Anybody would like to have Deuce Knight or Cam Coleman, but
I wonder though,
some of the other guys, of the 27 other guys, he may just be saying, yeah, Xavier Chaplin, hit the road. That's fine.
Are there 27 other guys elsewhere that are better? Maybe 10, but I mean, Hugh Freeze, we're told, did a good job of building this roster and getting some impact players, something that Auburn had been lacking for years. Is this crew from South Florida that's reportedly coming to Auburn, are they better than the ones that left? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I wouldn't think so, but maybe Golesh feels more comfortable with those guys than guys he does not know that are in Auburn today or on their way out. And there again, is the sky falling? Is Auburn going to go 7-5 again next year? I mean, I'm hearing, reading, seeing that. We don't know. But I can see where Auburn fans are a little, wow, what's going on here? Don't we have enough money? Why can't we pay these guys? Why are they wanting to bolt? I just lean more to maybe Golesh has got a different game plan that they're accustomed to, and they're ready to test the waters elsewhere.
The only counsel, the only advice I can give Auburn fans as a whole, again, my math may be off, but if it is, it's not off much. The 29 players that are going to be in the transfer portal, 29, they may sign as many as 40 or 41. Two things. Number one, once again, you're going to have to be patient. I know that stinks. I know everybody's been telling you that. Hugh Freeze was telling you that for 3 years. Heck, even the basketball coach, Stephen Pearl, he kind of got on Hugh. He said, I know people are sick of hearing the word, we got to be patient. But it looks like that may be the case. So you may have to grit your teeth and do that again. Number two, you're going to have to be patient about this too, because for the next calendar year, throughout 2026, especially in the first 6 months of 2026, every Bama fan is going to be saying, hey, I hear that Haley Center is going to be entering into the transfer portal. Hey, no, hang on. I hear the head cheerleader is going to be entering into the transfer portal over at Auburn. Slapping the knee, tickling the ribs, all that kind. Oh, I hear the Aubie. Yeah, Aubie is going to be entering into
that's the only one
you're going to hear this
over and over and over again from Bama people who think anything that they can think of having to do with Auburn is getting so bad. Tim Jackson's going to enter the transfer.
No way.
No,
come on. No.
You're going to hear that over and over again, and you're going to, I know it's not creative. It's not even particularly funny, but that's what Bama fans are going to do.
He's going to start swinging that tail somewhere else. But no, I don't want to hear Haley Center or whatever that bird's name is over there. And what is the name of that bird, by the way? Don't they have a name for it?
Yeah.
Eagle?
Was it Spirit?
Spirit.
Yeah.
So that's not going to cut it. Albie tops the list. So all that other stuff, don't really want to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. So you're right, Barry. We do have college football playoff action tonight with, Miami and Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl, which will kick off the 4 college football playoff games, 1 tonight, 3 tomorrow. So when we return, something we started about midway through this football season, we went with the Phantom 4 early in the program after the first break. And we'll do that today because we will not be on the air tomorrow. It is New Year's Day tomorrow. I believe I will be out late tonight, so I won't be able to make the horn tomorrow. So we're going to take the New Year's Day off and be back on Friday to recap all of the big games. And I know Bama fans are hoping we'll be recapping a Rose Bowl victory in the rain.
Now,
Will the Phantom Four include the ReliaQuest Bowl, which begins at 11 this morning, or the Sun Bowl, or the Las Vegas Bowl? All of those are today, along with the Citrus Bowl.
Well,
will those?
I think I can answer your question, Barry. Yes, one of the Daily Dog will consist of one of those games you just mentioned.
That's coming up.
So you better listen, because this dog is barking early today.
Then we come. Yeah, we do have a little bit of a different thing. No, Jason Caldwell has not entered the transfer portal.
No.
We've already heard, hey, on the chat line, I think Philip Marshall's entering into the Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, now wait a minute.
Yeah, no. What was said was this. What was said is, here was this. Bill from Baltimore says, oh, good. I thought John and Barry would enter the transfer portal too.
I will say this,
my buddy Holy says, word on the street is that Philip Marshall may be seeking other opportunities.
No, don't that
ain't funny, okay?
That.
That ain't funny.
Don't even be teasing about that. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear that. No, that's serious stuff. Yeah. But I will say this. I know everybody, the Bama Nation's a little giddy, and they're kind of needling one another and slapping each other on the back. Can you believe what's going on over here? You do have a game tomorrow afternoon. And when that game's over, I just have a sneaky suspicion there could be some transfer portal news coming out of that camp too. Just saying.
Heck, there's also been some. We've got a lot to get to today. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 18 minutes past the hour. Barry, we're going to call an audible because I got some late information coming in about the Phantom 4 that I got to double check before we release it. So we'll probably do that in the next segment. And more importantly, I want to hear what C.J. Duncan's got to say about all the big games. But what about my man Bill from Baltimore going smoothie machine on me?
This is what's funny. Again, serious question. Will the smoothie machine, and I'm telling you, will the smoothie machine enter the portal? I'm telling you, it don't matter what it is. You'll get that little giggle from John. No matter if you can think of anything Auburn related and put it in the same sentence with transfer portal for months, John will laugh at it.
That was a good one, Bill from Baltimore. And how about our man Tobias out in the desert? He's up early today in Arizona. I love me an In-N-Out burger, Tobias. I'm telling you, they're really good.
Yeah.
But it is the national media saying Bama's getting blown out. Maybe I need to pay more attention. Is everybody picking Indiana?
Yeah, who was it yesterday? One of the players that was there, one of the linemen, it might have been the big nose tackle, Keenan,
Yeah.
who said, everybody hates on Bama. I'm thinking, really? Really? Do they really? I mean, you guys have been favorites for like 10 straight years against everybody. It ain't like the world's against you or anything like that. Everybody talks about Bama. Everybody comments on Bama. They think for the first time, well, for one of the few times in the last 20 years, that since you're an underdog, everybody hates you. It's us against the world. No, it's not. I mean, you can use that as motivation. That's great, but no, come on. Really? Nobody buys that.
And I'm gonna look around and see what these so-called experts think about the game tomorrow. Here's our expert, though, C.J. Duncan, Vanderbilt alum, Vanderbilt player, NFL player. He's here with us today. Grew up here in the great city of Montgomery. C.J., hope you had a great Christmas. Happy New Year. How you doing, my friend?
Good morning, guys. Happy holidays to y'all.
Happy holidays to you. Happy game day today. We're not about 3 hours away from the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa, Iowa versus Vanderbilt. You haven't put the eye black on underneath your eyes, anything like that. You ready, though, right?
Very ready. I'm actually on vacation with the wife and her family, and so I've gotten them all prepared. This whole week, I've been giving scouting reports. I actually have been to that exact stadium. My brother played in that bowl a few years ago. His last season with Mississippi State, they played against Illinois in that bowl. So we were able to go on the field after the game. So I feel like this thing is leaning toward Vanderbilt. It's built for how we play ball, and I'm excited to watch those guys play.
Well, speaking of Illinois, CJ, things started out well for you last night as they beat Tennessee last night in a bowl game. So things started out good as the Vols go down, and now the Commodores can try to get the win today against the Hawkeyes.
Are we actually surprised, guys? After what happened at the end of the season, I mean, there's no recovering from that. You just need to wipe out the year and start on 2026. So, things are going in our favor, and we truly do enjoy that each and every time.
A controversial question, maybe. CJ, we haven't had a chance to talk with you since this, but the Vanderbilt experience at the Downtown Athletic Club for the Heisman Trophy. How do you think all that went?
You know what? I think there is a lot of regret that comes from that situation. I think emotions are heightened. There's been a lot going on this year, and we try to move past it. I think a lot of times we forget we're dealing with 18 and 20-year-old kids, and so you hate to see all the things that transpired during Heisman week. In the media. But you know what? It's just like any friend you have. You can't make every decision for them and hold their hand, but you still want to be there for them through the good and the bad. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. Wasn't the best look, but move on and get to the most important thing, which is this game later this morning. From what I understand, CJ, both of these teams are going to be pretty much at full force. I think Vanderbilt, Eli Stowers, their tight end, will not play, but everybody else for the Commodores and the Hawkeyes should be available today.
Yeah, and you know what? With bowl games, of course, the objective is to win, but man, I remember my freshman year, it was eerily similar to this year for Vanderbilt. When James Franklin was there, we were a senior heavy team, but also had a lot of freshmen as well. And the week of bowl prep, or at least from the last game up until now, that's when the freshmen get a lot of work, right?
Right.
You may even have a freshman scrimmage. This is just trying to figure out who are your guys for next year as well. This is an opportunity for the coaches to have extra practices to see what he's got, see what our roster looks like. And it's a lot of development too. I feel like I started to get a little bit of confidence for myself during this prep. And so, it's unfortunate we won't have Eli, but totally understand. He's got greater things to worry about, and we don't need any risk of injury, because as he continues to succeed, so do we as a university. He represents us now, and so we definitely support him in that. But also, I'm looking forward to the young guys getting out there. I know they've gotten a lot of work this last month, and I'm sure they're probably sore. It probably feels like they went through camp again. That's what this week feels like for freshmen. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to have on the field next year. I think it's exciting. But as long as two's behind center, I think we're going to have a shot.
I think so too. Let's jump into it right here. We're not going to go chronologically because there's a college football playoff game tonight, but we are going to start in the Rose Bowl tomorrow afternoon. Have you thought much about what you would expect when you see Alabama and Indiana play tomorrow in the playoff?
Well, first thing is the weather. I've been seeing there's going to be a lot of rain early that morning. And so what are the field conditions going to be like? Sometimes that limits a lot of the offensive play. Whoever runs the ball well, whoever takes care of the ball, doesn't turn the ball over, I think that's the team that's going to end up winning this game. You got to control the controllables, pre-snap penalties, fumbles, interceptions. With a wet ball, that means it's going to be a heavy ball. And so the pass game will not be as explosive maybe as it would if it were not raining. So I don't know when the rain will cut off, but I think it's about 100% chance of rain up until game time. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. A lot of times in sports, it's getting hot at the right time. And both of these teams are starting to heat up at the right time. But Indiana's had a long break since that championship game. So let's see what kind of urgency they come out with. Sometimes you come out flat when you've taken too much time off, right? So it's going to really show how Kirk has been running his practices up until this point. Have they been intense practices, or have they been kind of laid back, trying to make sure guys don't get hurt? I think you got to play in the gray because you don't want guys to get hurt, but also you want them ready first quarter. If not, you're playing against Bama. At the end of the day, it's Bama, right? And you've got to come to play. So, I kind of lean toward Bama in this game. I really do. And it's really just because they've played before. They've already played, in this playoff. And I think that's going to really help them, especially if they can get points on the board in that first half.
Yeah, I think those are some interesting points you bring up, CJ. Indiana's had a lot of downtime. They hadn't played a game in a month. So you wonder about that. Also, the weather, I think is interesting. This game will kick off a little after 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I'm not sure that rain's going to be out of there by 1 o'clock. It's kind of indicating that maybe it'll dissipate in the afternoon, but I'm sure the field is covered. But you got to pull that tarp up sometime to get those guys out there to warm up. So I'm with you. I just think, how much moisture has that playing surface taken in? Do they have pumps? There again, I don't know what that feels like.
It's an old stadium.
Yeah.
It's an old stadium, and my brother played there his senior year as well. He played in an all-star, I think it's the NFLPA Bowl there. It's an older stadium, and I don't know how up-to-date the systems are there. As far as draining the field, it doesn't feel like it. When I've been on the field, it doesn't feel like it's, the new modern version of things. And so, and guys, they've got to, at some point, pull the tarp up to paint the field.
Yeah.
So it's going to get wet, and with all the crews there, ESPN and everybody else there, they've got to be able to operate as well. So, John, I feel like it's going to be a sloppy game. And so taking care of the football is going to be a premium.
Yeah, I think those white uniforms that Alabama's going to be in are going to get dirty. They're going to get a little muddy. That paint on that field is going to end up on some of those jerseys as well.
You're going to see a lot of red on the white, that's with all the rose colors. So,
you mentioned control the controllable. CJ, that's not the first time that you have mentioned that as a philosophy when you've joined us before. That's something that, you talk about in terms of focus. Golly, you look at the Sugar Bowl tomorrow night, Ole Miss versus Georgia. It's a rematch. Ole Miss lost a big lead in the fourth quarter against Georgia in Athens in the regular season. But golly, it seems as though, there's coaches at Ole Miss right now who are coaching them in this bowl game who are under contract to go to LSU when the game's over. And, they've had the coaching change. And they've had injuries. Some guys are coming back. I don't know if there's a team in the college football playoff with more distractions around them than Ole Miss against Georgia in the Sugar Bowl tomorrow night. What do you think?
You know what? I completely agree. But it's a different situation. There is distraction there, but there's a lot of motivation there. Those guys are playing to feel value, and they felt as if their coach told them they weren't good enough, right? And so that's what you saw against Tulane. You saw a bunch of guys playing maybe higher than we may have thought they were capable of. They're playing better than what they maybe are on a regular basis, just because they've got a little motivation now, which
Right.
is scary to see. But I just think Kirby shines in these moments, right? I think Georgia's always prepared for this kind of opportunity. So I don't see the Bulldogs losing this game, but it is a good story, and I'm happy for the players that they came out ready to go in that first playoff for Ole Miss. But I do think it ends here. I just think there's a different level of physicality with Georgia, and they learn from their mistakes. You bet defensively, Kirby has been wearing them out these last several weeks, making sure that, hey, listen, we got to have gap integrity when we're rushing the quarterback, making sure he doesn't break the pocket. That's where they're explosive. Keon Lacey, excellent running back. Excellent running back. And Ole Miss needs to make sure he doesn't hit the portal at some point, because he may be the best in the SEC. But if you can kind of contain those two guys, those are the ones that make the engine go, right? And so I would believe that Kirby has made that a priority. I'm sure Trinidad will have a spy on him most of the game, making sure that he doesn't break the pocket or make any third down conversions with his legs. So I do like Georgia here.
I got a feeling that the Cotton Bowl committee was not expecting Miami to show up. They'd love to have that A&M fan base rolling into Dallas, but that's not the case. Your thoughts about Miami and Ohio State tonight, and then Texas Tech and Oregon kicking things off tomorrow morning?
Listen, if this was A&M, I would say this game is Ohio State's by far, by double-digit margin almost. But man, what I saw from Miami against Texas A&M in College Station, if I was Ohio State, I'd be scared. That team is explosive. They're nasty. They're fast. I mean, I was watching the game saying, whoa. Every play, I was like, whoa, that's athletic. That's fast. That tackle was kind of nasty. I mean, that team flies around, and they're playing with young guys. And Bain, the defensive end, outside linebacker, he may be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. And defense carries, right? It doesn't matter where you're going. It travels to any location. And so I think this game will be closer than the so-called experts will say will be, just because defensively, Miami is playing on a different level than every single team in the country by far. And they may have the best offensive line as well. And so if you got the best offensive line and defensive line, you're just like, Carson, don't turn the ball over. Don't turn it over. Get us to 14 points and we'll take care of the rest. They've got one of those kind of defenses. I do think that Ohio State has the best roster in college football currently that's still playing. Matter of fact, if they get past this game, I kind of like them to win it all, to be honest with you. But man, this is not a game that is going to just be you got to take it very seriously. This team from Miami, they have a lot of confidence right now, and they are physical.
Could the national champion come out of the Oregon-Texas Tech game?
No, I don't see that. Matter of fact, if Alabama gets out of this game, I like them to be in the national championship.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because they'll take on the Oregon-Texas Tech winner.
If
in
Alabama
Miami,
beats
in Atlanta.
If Alabama beats Indiana, I like them to play either Ohio State or Georgia.
Yeah.
I really do.
Okay. Well, we'll save that until
that.
the next time we
Yeah.
visit. We'll get the lay of the land.
Alabama got a very favorable route
Yeah,
to this national championship.
I'm with you there.
No doubt.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm not going to argue
you
with
look at
that.
the top of the bracket and the bottom of the bracket. I mean, it's a gauntlet down there at the bottom. Bama got some favors. I don't know if Nick made a call or what, but man,
he went Coach Bryant on him and told everybody where they were going to play.
That's right. I'm like,
And
man, how did they pull this one off, man?
Yeah.
I mean, if you beat Indiana, man, you're there. I totally believe that. I really do.
Let me two things I wanted to address with you as a former collegiate player. The first one, I kind of sensed this, CJ, when we started talking about a 4-team playoff and we moved it to 12 and there's talk about it's going to 16, that, people argued the regular season's not going to matter. And I went, well, I don't know so much about that because you still are looking for seedings and you want to, position yourself in the best possible way in postseason. But what I am picking up on is that, so what that we lost to Florida State in week 1, or so what we look like crap against Georgia in the SEC championship game. If we beat Indiana, I'm talking about Alabama fans, if they beat Indiana tomorrow afternoon, it's like, look at us. We're in the semifinals. Almost kind of like an NFL mentality. Okay, yeah, we finished 10-8 in the regular season, but hey, look at us now. We're deep in the NFL playoffs. I kind of am sensing that's kind of where we're heading, that, hey, DeBoer was on the hot seat. Now everybody loves him because he's in the quarterfinals.
I think that's exactly right. I mean, same thing happened to Ryan Day. I guess it was last year, after the Michigan game, they were calling for his head. And so and then he wins the national championship. Now he's the best coach, one of the best coaches in Ohio State history, right? So I do think you're leaning that way. You see the Ravens and the Steelers right now on the NFL level. They're going through the same thing. Had rough starts to the year, had injuries throughout the year. Derrick Henry dealing with fumbles. DK Metcalf in and out of the lineup for the Steelers. But at the end of the day, it comes down to Sunday. If they win a game on Sunday, they're feeling really good about life, and they just want an opportunity to play. And that's the great thing about football. There's not a 7-game series. There's one game. You just got to be good for one night and then move on to the next one and figure out how to clean up all your mistakes. But, John, I do completely agree that we're kind of moving to that style. It's not necessarily being good all year. It's being good at the right time. And if you have a quarterback in college football, similarly to the NFL, you have a chance to go the distance. And that's what's going on right now. The best quarterbacks are winning these games. And you saw that in the Miami Texas A&M game. Marcel Reed, he's been struggling for a while now. They've been getting away with it, but he's been struggling. Carson Beck didn't play great, but he played a little bit better than Marcel. And that's what happened. That's what's happened in every other game, and I think that's going to continue.
You grew up around here, so you know what people in this part of the world think when it comes to Auburn athletics and Auburn football. They love it. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about so many players on this Auburn roster electing to enter the transfer portal?
I think it's a different Auburn than I grew up with. I think the culture may be a little bit different. And I think when you have a situation where you're exchanging coaches every 2 years, 3 years, it's hard to develop that culture, right? Because everybody's bringing in their style. Everybody's bringing in their coaching staff that may not be from the South, may not know the history of Auburn as well as we do. And so, and now that it is so easy to move on as a player, if you don't feel so-called comfortable, you can just get up and leave. If you feel like the next coach is going to bring in some of his guys from the previous team, then you're just going to leave. I'm one of those people that say, hey, let's go, roll the ball out, let's compete. Let's compete for that position. Let me prove that I'm supposed to be here and I'm supposed to be the guy that's starring for the Auburn Tigers. But right now, there's no emotion behind being an Auburn Tiger because guys are leaving so much, coaches are leaving so much. It's tough to develop what I think is a locker room culture and a foundation? Who are the old heads on the team that are saying it's bigger than the coach? We're fighting for Auburn. We're fighting for this locker room. Who are the guys? Who's the leaders on the team that are going to tell you that have been there long enough to establish that in the locker room? You don't have that anymore. So it doesn't surprise me that guys are moving on. I don't think they should. I think you should give Alex Golish a chance. Especially the offensive guys. I mean, he's been a proven commodity from an offensive perspective, but there's just no loyalty to what Auburn is and what any team really is anymore, right? I was talking to somebody recently, there's kids that have been to 4 or 5 schools. When you get older, you start to have a family. What school do you take your kid back to and say, hey, I used to play here, this is the team we're rooting for. This is who you get to go to games every Saturday at this school. There's no loyalty. There's no team for that kid to grasp onto, and that's unfortunate.
Hopefully by that time, when some of these players bring their kids back, we'll have an entirely different, not entirely different, but a different system in terms of the transfer portal. This is not sustainable, what we're doing right now, correct?
Not at all, Barry. I don't think so. And I think I've said on the show before, the NIL doesn't bother me as much as the portal. To me, that's the biggest problem that's in college football.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there, CJ. Wow, what a segment.
Great stuff.
With CJ Duncan, man, some great insight and information. I know you got to tape up. I mean, man, we're kicking off here in about 3 hours, aren't we?
Let's go.
You know what? I brought my pass to the beach. I just want to feel like I'm one with the team. They need to feel me through the TV. But I told my wife's family, I said, hey, listen, I probably don't need to be around y'all during this game. I'm gonna say some words, some choice words that maybe you'll look at me a little different. But I'm excited to see the Doors get after it at noon.
Just when you're walking through the hall to head to go get those nachos and you throw a shoulder into the door frame and everything, just, make sure the nachos are you already set those down when you do that. So.
Absolutely. It's just second nature now. I don't mean anything by it, but if I give you a little check, it's coming back to me. I'm having a little PTSD, but no, we're excited.
Good stuff.
The wife's gonna have some Vandy gear on.
Heck yeah! Show your gold. You kidding me? Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Hey,
CJ.
happy New Year, CJ. Thank you so much. We'll talk next week.
Always a pleasure, guys. Looking forward to it next week. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
There you go.
Same to you, my friend. Wow. What a great segment there with CJ Duncan. A lot of great insight and analysis. He's one of the best.
Yep.
That's why he's here with us each and every week with Yellowhammer News. And we want to remind everybody, we're at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Video content, a write-up about the show each and every afternoon. Also, you can get us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Tunes, X. I've probably missed a few as well, but you know where we are. Wherever you listen to your podcast, wherever you can watch us, we are there. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Tell your buddies, tell your friends about Longshore and McKnight.
Just got a text from my mom. She says CJ Duncan is her very favorite guest. I love it.
He's a good one. We're glad to have him.
Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Okay, we're about 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Rodney Orr, the Tider Insider, brought to you exclusively by the Destin Connection Seafood Market, will join us at the top of the hour today because, as we mentioned, tomorrow's New Year's Day, and we won't have a show, live show on Thursday, so he's agreed to come on with us today. Looking forward to that. Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician, as well at the bottom of hour number 2. So what about a little Phantom 4? I know
about it.
Maybe, we teased it about 20 minutes ago or so.
Yeah. The Phantom 4, as always, brought to you by River Region Straw. Call or text Kenny 669-5959. Normally it's on Fridays, 7:20. We're going to do it right now because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why
not? So here you have it.
There we go.
Barry, you're right. River Region Straw, exclusively bringing you the Phantom 4 each and every week. Look, there's a lot of cold days and nights ahead. You need some seasoned firewood. Give Kenny a call or text today.
Yep.
He'll hit 669-5959. They can deliver it. They can stack it up for you. Or you can go to one of their locations and pick your firewood up yourself and load it up into your truck. Also, that premium long needle pine straw for all of your landscaping needs. It's the absolute very best. You're not paying for sticks and stems. You're paying for pine straw. Kenny's got the best. 669-5959. Call or text. Either way, whichever more convenient for you. All right, these are for amusement purposes only, Barry. No illegal gaming. No wagering of any illegal fashion.
No. We have never been for that at all. And these games, as always, are released in order of kickoff time.
Yes.
And since this is such a convoluted schedule, with the bowls and everything, we had 3 bowls on it. We had 3 games on a Tuesday. We got 5 games today, 3 games tomorrow, 4 games. You better make sure, with everything kind of jumbled around, that you get your kickoff time right.
Woo.
Oh, local man. I thought that was Central Time. Better know it. This is why.
That's kind of like if you miss an airplane because you go, wait a minute, we're in the Eastern time zone? Wait a minute. They don't want to hear it.
No.
Got to know how to tell time.
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal.
All right.
We're going to go over the Daily Dog first.
Okay. All right.
If I can clear my throat. All right.
More like Daily Frog, am I right?
Come on. Kidding. It's that post-nasal drip.
Don't start on that, boy. It is everywhere, and it is everybody. Holy.
Is there a pre-nasal drip?
I don't
Ever
know.
wondered that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Why is it a post-nasal drip?
I think the pre-nasal means it's coming out your nostrils. The post-nasal means it's coming down your throat, which is gross.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. All right. Yeah, post-nasal drip. I think that's what I'm encountering. All right, Barry. The Daily Dog today. Well, let's talk about yesterday first, if you don't mind.
If we want, that's what we traditionally do. If you want to keep with the, let's talk about yesterday.
I think it was, Foreigner had a song, something about yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
And yesterday's gone. Ooh.
In San Antonio, the Alamo Bowl, where a in-state team was participating, the Horned Frogs of TCU catching 6.5 against the Trojans of Southern Cal.
True.
We took the TCU as the underdog at 6.5, and look at this. They win the game outright.
Good for them.
How about that?
Good for them. Why don't you treat yourself, TCU? Why not? TCU ends up winning it 30-27.
Yeah.
Last
a little
night.
Overtime win. We'll take it. Won the game outright. Second dog in a row this week that's won the game outright. We had the Falcons on Monday night. So
that's true.
Nice little streak going. So what's the Daily Dog today? Well,
no, it's not the total of Auburn in the transfer portal.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Over under 30. Yeah.
How did I miss that? Auburn in the transfer portal. I'm slipping. All right. We're going to go to the game you talked about earlier today. Let me get the name of it here. It is the ReliaQuest Bowl at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. This game, if you're watching this live, ladies and gentlemen, this game's going in about 3 hours. So you better buckle up.
And you can also, since it's an 11 o'clock start time, you can also watch us on loop at about probably about 3:30 or 4. And you can say, how did he know? What was he saying about that game that he knew it was going to be a winner for?
Yeah. Well, Barry, this game, believe it or not, of all the bowl games out there, this might be one of the better ones.
I agree.
I have to admit.
Sure. Absolutely.
Even though it's involving Iowa, which is not one of my favorite teams.
John's new treatment of Iowa is it's the most boring team in college.
It's pretty boring. It's a pretty boring team.
Iowa is boring.
It's so boring, Barry, that it has been since 2019 since the Hawkeyes have won a bowl game. They lost 27-24 last year to Missouri in the Music City Bowl.
In case you're wondering where the ReliaQuest Bowl is, it's in Tampa. It's 11 o'clock this morning. ESPN, Roy Philpott, Sam Acho. Number 23, Iowa versus number 14, Vanderbilt. A battle of ranked teams. And like the Phantom has already mentioned, it could be one of the better bowl games
of
the entire stretch.
Now, both teams should have everybody participating, except we talked about this earlier. Looks like Vandy tight end Eli Stowers not going to play. 6'4" senior, caught 62 passes this season. That's a big miss there. They're going to miss this guy.
Yeah.
But this point spread here, Barry, where Iowa is catching 6 in this game, the Hawkeyes 4-0 against the spread as a dog this season. I'll say one thing about Kurt Ferentz. He's got a boring team, but obviously he knows how to cover as a dog. 4-0 against the spread as a dog this year. And these were against upper tier teams, Indiana, Oregon, Southern Cal. They can cover against those guys.
Right.
I think Vandy wins this game, but they ain't covering 6 here. I'm looking at, like a 27-24 kind of game, something like that.
Or for Iowa, more like 17-14 or
17-14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm grabbing the points here and taking Iowa. Vandy might win. It's all good.
Yep.
But I'm grabbing the points here, the Daily Dog. We're going with Iowa plus the 6. This game's kicking in a minute. So, 3 hours from where we are right now. So there you have it.
There we go. All right. That's our Daily Dog. Now, crack your knuckles, sharpen your pencils. Make sure you got your local man on speed dial. We're getting down to some serious business here.
Yep. Here is the Phantom 4. These are for amusement purposes only. We release them in order of kickoff time. Barry, we got a game tonight, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, where Ohio State is a 9.5-point favorite
against Miami. That's in Arlington, Texas at Jerry World. 6:30 start time. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Quint Kessenich on the call of the first quarterfinal of 4 in the college football playoff.
Barry, remember back in 2003 when these two teams matched up in the Fiesta Bowl? Ohio State beat Miami 31-24 in the
Craig
BCS
Krenzel
National Championship game.
Craig Krenzel was the quarterback for Ohio State. Maurice Clarett, the freshman running back. Yeah, brings back memories.
Yeah, it really does. All right, so here's my couple of questions I've got. Can Miami score enough points against this Ohio State defense that allowed 16 points or less in every game this season? Miami quarterback Carson Beck, though, 12 TDs, 1 interception through a 5-game winning streak. Can't overlook that.
If he doesn't turn the ball over, if he doesn't do dumb things, he's really, really good.
I think so, too. I'm with you there. Julian Sayin, the quarterback for Ohio State, playing well. This Miami defense, we talked about it earlier. I think that's a huge part of their success. They play really good defense. So I'm really interested to see how that matchup plays up. But I just think Ohio State, as C.J. Duncan said earlier, is the best team in football from position by position, roster by roster. But 9.5 is a lot of points here, Barry. And I just can see Miami with a little backdoor cover here, maybe a lower scoring game due to this Miami defense. Ohio State wins the game, but not by more than 9.5. I'm taking the Hurricanes plus 9.5 in the game tonight in Dallas.
All right, so that's one. Okay, all right. Got
the
that
next
down.
one.
All right.
Is tomorrow morning, the Capital One Orange Bowl, which is kind of crazy because the Orange Bowl is normally at night. This game's at 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, yes. I believe.
Number 5 Oregon versus number 4 Texas Tech, number 4 in terms of college football playoff rankings. 11 a.m. Joe Tessitore and Jesse Palmer.
Yep, that's right. You know, Barry, I've said for years that the only thing that matters to me personally, when it comes to the stat sheet is turnovers, time of possession, and stupid penalties. Now, I know stupid penalties is not a category. I've got my own stat sheet, and I marked down stupid penalties. But obviously, time of possession and turnovers are stats that are kept.
The definition of stupid penalties are, there are some penalties that are good penalties.
Yeah.
If you're Kelf Bailey and you're getting beat again on a deep route and you end up tackling the guy before the ball gets there to prevent the touchdown, 15-yard penalty, that's a smart penalty.
Sure. And Barry, a stupid penalty is only a penalty that you get caught committing.
Yes. Chop block. Never mind. Just kidding. No more Auburn from me. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, when I was at the Saints game, did I text you that?
You did. You said it on the show, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, the Jets got
they were a
chop
block. And Junior says, "Hey, Dad, isn't that what Auburn does?"
No, he said, "Did that guy play at Auburn?" I got a tear in my eye.
Here we go.
All right, so here's
about
the deal
the chop block reference, because that's usually good for about a 10-minute diatribe.
The Red Raiders have a plus 17 turnover margin. Whoa. And they have forced 3 or more turnovers in 5 games this season. The only game where Texas State didn't force a turnover was a 26-22 loss to Arizona State. You got to turn the ball over. The Ducks, on the other hand, had just 11 turnovers this season, which I guess is a good sign heading into this matchup. Like Dante Moore, the quarterback for the Ducks, coming off a 313-yard, 4 TD performance in the first round against JMU. Dan Lanning, the Oregon coach, is on the spot here against the Big 12 champs. The Ducks, 2-1 straight up when favored by less than 7 points. As I look here, Oregon's just a 2-point favorite in this game. That isn't enough, Barry, because I see Oregon winning this game by close to a touchdown. We're going to take Oregon minus the 2 against Texas Tech tomorrow morning in Miami in the Orange Bowl. Take the Ducks minus 2.
Right. Got that. Okay. All right.
Our next game is tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Central Time. It is the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential.
Alabama, the number 9 seed, against number 1 seed Indiana. And the Alabama players are saying nobody's giving us any respect because we're an underdog. But I don't know. Do I even need to tell you? I'll go ahead and say it just because we say it. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit on the call on ESPN. Again.
Hey, I heard former Alabama quarterback Greg McElroy earlier this week say something to this effect. I can't know if I can quote him verbatim, but basically his opinion is that Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback, is the most NFL ready of any quarterback in the college football playoff. Everybody's got an opinion.
Disagree.
That one kind of surprised me.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
But we know, how many times can you doubt this Indiana team? They can do it all. I think they're confident. I think they're disciplined. They don't make mistakes.
Really,
they don't make stupid penalties.
You're right. Correct.
I mean, they are very confident in what they do. Alabama's been kind of hot and cold, good one week, not so good the next. Alabama's rushing attack has not been very impressive this year. And when the Tide is rushed, if they had 100 rushing yards or less in 7 games, they are 4-3 straight up in those games. So they're about 500, with that stat there. Can Indiana put enough pressure on this Alabama team to really make them exclusively one-dimensional? Will the weather factor in?
That's big.
Yep.
That's big.
Yep. The Crimson Tide 6-2 straight up against top 10 teams under Kalen DeBoer.
They've lost 2 games against top 10 teams.
Yeah, they have.
Gosh, what's he still doing there?
Indiana 1-2 against the spread when favored by 14 points or less. Okay. Iowa and Penn State were the 2 games that Indiana failed to cover this season.
Okay.
Indiana will fail to cover the 7.5 in this game, but they're going to win it outright. The Hoosiers will win the game, but will not cover the 7.5. I'm looking for a 24-20, 24-21 kind of game, field goal, maybe 4-point differential here. But Bama covers, but they don't get out of Pasadena, headed to Atlanta for a semifinal game. Our last game is also tomorrow. It's at night. It is at 7 p.m. Central. It is the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Number 6 seeded Ole Miss, number 3 seeded Georgia in New Orleans, 7 o'clock. It's MAC TV. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath on the call.
I mean, this right here, if you're a Rebel fan, it's going to be hard to stomach. When these 2 teams met in the regular season, Georgia had 510 yards of total offense in a 43-35 win. I'm wondering how the Rebels are going to adjust after getting just 6 pressures on Gunnar Stockton in that first meeting.
Yeah.
Stockton was 26 of 31 for 289, 4 TDs.
Did what he wanted to do, was money on third downs because he didn't get touched.
Georgia had 221 yards rushing on 4.5 yards per carry. Oh, those are just not good numbers. Now, it's a big stage here in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss is coming off a win in the first round at home, big time. Georgia 4-1 straight up and 3-2 against the spread when favored by 7 points or less. They're a 6.5-point favorite. Ole Miss 4-3 straight up as an underdog in this spot. Is there a chance for an upset? We don't see it here. Georgia, as is Ohio State, one of the most complete teams in football. It's been a great season for Ole Miss. It's been a Cinderella story, but it's over tomorrow night in New Orleans as Georgia wins the game by 10, lay the 6.5. We like the dogs minus 6.5 against the Rebels. So here's a quick recap. These are all the college football playoff games in the Final Four for this week, or the Phantom Four. We like Miami plus 9.5, sneak in under the number. We like Oregon minus 2 to beat Texas Tech by at least a touchdown.
Yeah.
We like Indiana to cover the 7.5. Excuse me.
Alabama.
We like Bama to cover the 7.5. Indiana wins the game, but Bama can cover the 7.5, and Georgia will cover the 6.5. They'll beat Ole Miss by 10.
There you go. The Phantom brought to you by Kenny and the staff at River Region Straw. Call or text him at 669-5959. Will we have more Phantom later on?
Could, maybe later this week on Friday is a possibility, but I wouldn't count on it.
Okay, there you go. Later on, maybe in the NFL or something.
Oh, yeah. I will tell you what we will have when we return is our man Rodney Orr, the Tider Insider, brought to you exclusively by the Destin Connection Seafood Market.
That's next with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Wrap-Up New Year's Sales event is on at Stivers. Grand Cherokees and 3-row Grand Cherokee L's under 30 grand. Wrangler 16 grand off. And Gladiators 14 grand off.
Stivers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
The wrap-up the year sales event is on at Stivers with great deals on new Rams like 0% for 6 years. Laramie's up to 18 grand off. Bighorn's up to 17 grand off. And heavy duties 12 grand off.
Stivers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
This is the famous Budweiser beer, brewed with the choicest ingredients since 1876. 139 holidays strong, decking the halls in an 8-horse open sleigh, aged over beechwood for a crisp, smooth finish. Anyone can jingle all the way. Only Budweiser can macro all the way. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. About 5 minutes past the top of the hour. Rodney Orr is going to join us here momentarily. The Tider Insider brought to you exclusively by the Destin Connection Seafood Market. Hey, you know, it's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day tomorrow. If you got some family and friends coming over to watch all the big games, ring in the new year, make sure you have plenty of great seafood from the Destin Connection. They're fresh shrimp, medium, large, jumbo shrimp. They will peel them. They'll cook them. They'll devein them for you. They'll have them ready to go for all of your party guests. Maybe want some fresh oysters to shuck on New Year's Day. They got those for you as well. All seafood items, you name it. If it's swimming in the sea, they've got it at the Destin Connection, the absolute freshest. 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery. Call ahead 288-4272, and your order will be ready for pickup. I believe Rodney Orr is joining us here today from Tuscaloosa. Hey, Rodney, how you doing this morning?
Hello, Rodney. Uh-oh.
Well, I see Rodney.
Okay, we have him there. His microphone is not muted, unlike mine most of the time. So we'll have to check on that with Rodney. Boy,
I see him. I can see Rodney there. His picture. We'll get.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got.
Hey, Rodney,
there
how
you
doing?
are. Hey.
How are you guys today?
Good. How are you?
Well, I mean, it's another New Year's Eve. How about that? We're about to wrap another one up.
Another one. Blessed to make it through another year. Alabama and Indiana play in the college football playoff quarterfinals tomorrow afternoon. First question, straight up, how healthy is the Tide?
Well, it sounds like they're probably as healthy as they've been in.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think we lost him again.
I think we did lose Rodney there. We'll get that connection reestablished here because I'm very anxious to hear what his thoughts are about the health. And I'm with you. Everything we're hearing, Barry, reading, seeing, chatting about, I believe this is probably the healthiest Alabama's been in quite some time.
Jam Miller. The one I think is the most important is Cuevas.
Yes, I agree.
Golly, that guy's been good when he's been healthy. Not just as a safety valve either. I mean, he's been a primary target several times.
Yeah, and I think that it makes the offense go with him. You know, I think that's huge. And we saw him against Oklahoma, which was big, not limited. I mean, I think we'll see. I would assume you'll see more of Cuevas tomorrow. Because he's gotten a little healthier. Rodney, I think we got you back on us with us here. You were talking about the health of this Alabama roster.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're probably as healthy as they've been in a long time. I think that, the time off, obviously, between the SEC championship game and the Oklahoma game was very beneficial for them. And, Kalen DeBoer said probably a week or so before the end of the season, he said, once we get into the playoffs, we're going to be a different team because we've had the opportunity to recover, get some guys back. So I do think that's a big factor, and I think Alabama's probably as healthy as they've been in a while.
It's interesting because I know that there have been photographs all over social media and everything about the practices, especially, the ones back in Tuscaloosa, and being able to have some of the new enrollees. If you're a student at Alabama as of, this upcoming quarter, you can practice with the football team. I've seen like Jet Tamala, the quarterback, some of the other ones. How does that's got to, they're not playing obviously, but man, that's got to be a real head start for those guys, right?
It always is. Yeah. I think it, obviously gives them a jump, gets him opportunities to get acclimated to just even the basic of things that they do. And where it's really helpful, again, I think some of these guys, high quality players, they get to give a look to the team, the whether it's they're on the scout team or whatever it is. A guy like Cedarian Morgan, for example, is a really high quality wide receiver that gives you a good look. But again, it gives them also a head jump when it comes to when they get to spring practice down the road. They're already acclimated to the basic things that they do, how practices run and the things that they do. So, yeah, it's a big advantage. And I'll tell you this, too, and not to get too far ahead, but it's generally the guys that come in early, the early enrollees, the guys that come in and get to go through spring practice. They're the guys that when it comes summer, they're generally a step ahead of everyone else in terms of their class. And they're the ones that have a great opportunity to make a strong contribution in the fall.
Good for our buddy Bob from Pike Road. We were talking about injuries, and I meant to say this. I had this on my list. Bob from Pike Road checks on me. LT Overton coming back is massive. From a football sense, what does that mean for the Tide?
Well, I think, first of all, just his leadership, his experience is really valuable to have out there. Now, again, it's going to be interesting to see how much LT plays. Maybe he goes the whole way. I don't know. There's really not any clarification on that right now. But just having him out there, his ability to affect the passers, a rusher, is going to be big in this game, I think, if he can go full bore. So that'll be something interesting to watch is having LT out there and kind of how it translates on the field.
I'm sure you addressed this on Tider Insider TV last night. We want to make sure everybody takes a look at that for your breakdown and analysis. What about the weather? That's been a big conversation, Rodney, this week. It doesn't rain in Southern California, but it has been, and it's supposed to be raining tomorrow.
Yeah. What a song. Yeah. It could have an effect, I guess. And again, I don't know what the latest is. I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. But the one thing that stands out to me, and again, you have to make observations, whether they come across negative or not. And I just remember last year in the bowl game when the rain came, Alabama fell apart. I didn't think they started well in the game anyway against Michigan. But, they just kind of completely fell apart. They couldn't take a snap. They couldn't get a playoff. Just so much discombobulation, in my opinion, based on the things we saw. And how do you respond in this game? You got to have the right cleats on. They didn't even have the right cleats last year. So, again, it could impact the game because I think Indiana runs the ball so well, John and Barry. They do run the ball well. They were average 221 a game. They're balanced. Alabama, on the other hand, we've seen it. They've just been inconsistent. Well, it's really not even inconsistent. It's pretty consistent that they hadn't been able to run the football.
I hadn't really thought about this until one of our guests brought this up earlier in the week. Do you think there's credibility here that there's an advantage possibly for Alabama simply because they've already played in the playoff and Indiana's been sitting for a month?
I think that is. That's another X factor, if you want to say that. I think the fact that Indiana hasn't played since December the 6th and Alabama's played a game in between, that could certainly have a lot of impact early. I think sometimes teams get started slowly. They talk about that. We used to hear about that during the bowl season, how once, back in the day when it was just the bowls, you wouldn't play until the end of November until the 1st of January. It had an impact. So it could.
Yeah, I wonder about that too. I've always the big gap between games.
Right.
There's got to be a better way to do that. Looking ahead, Rodney, and I'm sure this has probably been discussed, but maybe not as much as it has in other places. And of course, getting all the portal news, I go straight to Tighter Insider message board because, man, they've had a lot of comments about one particular school having players electing the end of the portal. What's going to happen Friday when the portal does open with the Alabama roster?
Well, that might depend a little bit on what happens on Thursday.
Yep.
I mean, if Alabama were to get knocked out of the playoffs on Thursday, then you're probably going to see some guys jump in the portal shortly thereafter. I would say if Alabama is still alive, you may still see one or two guys that aren't really contributing, not playing. You may hear they go ahead and jump in, but they have 5 extra days, after the season, these teams.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever their season ends, there's an additional 5 days to that. So, we'll see. I don't have any predictions who's going to jump in or whatever. You just don't know. But some are coming.
Well, what about the other side then? I mean,
Guys,
do you think there are guys they're looking at that they'd like to bring into this program?
Are you referring to Cam Coleman?
Well, not necessarily, but since you bring him up.
How about let's narrow down to position groups instead of individual people?
Right. Well, again, I do think a receiver, you're going to lose Jeremy Bernard. I assume Isaiah Horton will be back. Again, we're always assuming. And I know everybody wants to know this. What about Ryan Williams? Will he be back? And I talked to someone a couple days ago, and they told me, hey, we think Ryan's fine. We don't think Ryan's going anywhere. We think everything's fine there. So, again, these things are unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think wide receiver. And, John and Barry, I'll tell you, I think they need a proven offensive tackle. I think they could use a couple of offensive linemen that have some experience. I think the same thing on the defensive line. You're losing Tim Keenan. I know you're getting Jeremiah Beeman back and London Simmons, and you've got this Steve Mboa. He's got a chance to be a real load on the interior of the defensive line. But you need some guys up front, and inside linebacker is another position that really stands out to me. That I think you're going to need some guys. You're going to lose Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Nakai Hill-Green. You're getting wiped out there. Now, they recruited some young guys, Duke Johnson, Luke Metz, Abdul Sanders, those guys, and you're bringing a couple in. But I think you need to hit the portal there at the inside backer spot.
One of the other things you've got to kind of be careful about when you're trying to prognosticate stuff like this is a lot of the people that leave a school and get into the transfer portal, how should I put this, are encouraged by their school.
Yeah.
There are people that will leave Alabama and get in the transfer portal upon advice from the Alabama coaching staff. So, and you don't know who those are, but everybody who leaves is not, looking for greener pastures. A lot of them are just being told, look, we don't have you in our plans necessarily, right?
Well, that's an interesting one too, because that does happen. Let's not be naive. But now I know there was a couple of instances last year that there were players at Alabama on scholarship that I don't think the coaching staff saw a future here for in terms of getting on the field. But they did not tell them they had to leave, or they didn't force them out. And those guys elected to stay. And some of them, a couple of them, off the top of my head, were fairly highly recruited prospects. That's the crazy thing. I mean, they could go different places, but they elected to stay. They wanted to stay. So yes, Barry, that is correct. I think coaching staffs are pretty honest in some ways with these kids and saying, hey, look, maybe you have better opportunities somewhere else, but I will give it to Kalen DeBoer. He did not run anyone off. He left it up to them, and they elected to stay, and Alabama kept some guys.
All right. Here's my stock question I've been asking several guests ever since Kyle Whittingham was announced as the head coach at the University of Michigan. Was there ever any shred of any possibility of Kalen DeBoer being associated with that job?
Being associated with it, yes, I think so. Certainly, I think Michigan
was interested
highly.
Okay,
highly. I think that's very fair to say he was their number one target, and I just think as far as their perspective, the timing just kind of ran out because of the playoffs. Now, again, I'm not speaking what Kalen DeBoer would. He might have just told him flat out no. So I'm not speaking from that side of it. I'm just saying I think it's very clear, and based on people I've spoken to, that Michigan was going to target Kalen DeBoer very, very heavily. They would have made him tell them no, and that's kind of the way it was with that. I think.
What about Kalen DeBoer's interest in Michigan?
Well,
you think there's anything there?
I don't know. I mean, again, I think that how can you? I can't answer that one way or the other, John.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
my thought. You lay it out on the table. You're thinking, okay, they're talking $14 million. You got to think Alabama's going to bump up DeBoer to some level, maybe not at that exact level, but close to it. And you're going to jump into that frying pan in Ann Arbor with an athletic director that's on thin ice, a president that's about to step down. It's a lot of off the field issues. Why would you get into that? To me, it was just never a fit. I mean, Michigan might want you, but I'm not sure the want was on the other side as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know what all the considerations would have been, had it gotten to that point. Certainly you make great points. I mean, it does seem to be in disarray up there, but there could be some things that they say this is an opportunity to come in with, and let's get this thing turned around in a certain way, and it gives you a little more clout,
Yeah.
I mean, coming in. So, I mean, I really don't know what all the considerations were, but it's obvious that I think that as you move forward, that you're going to continue to have openings across the country.
Mm.
And it does seem like Kalen DeBoer will be a guy that's going to be a real target for people.
One of the things we've talked about this week, this has come up several times. The day and age of coaches being in a school for 17
100%.
years are over.
Exactly. I mean, if you're Kirby Smart, you don't see him jumping to another school. Maybe Kirby, who knows? Maybe he gets frustrated and says, I'm gonna try the NFL. I mean, I don't know that that'll happen, but yeah, I mean, I just don't see, if you get 7 or 8 years out of a coach at your school, that's probably pretty good, So really, when you look at what Michigan's doing with Whittingham, if they get 5 years out of him, that's good. 4 years is good, because he's probably going to be a stopgap measure for the next guy, to the next guy. You know what I mean? So, and he could really bridge the gap there really well. So, but it's just times have changed, man. I mean, Saban stayed here 17 years. And remember, when he came, people said he wouldn't stay 2 or 3.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, those are some good times. All right, Rodney, it's the end of the year. It's still an opportunity for our viewers and listeners to become a part of what you do there at TiderInsider.com. I mentioned Tider Insider TV. I guess it is public record. I understand you normally make a prediction on TITV. Can you share that with us, what you think is going to happen tomorrow in Pasadena?
Well, I said the X factor might be the weather.
Yeah.
And, if it's raining, I would start to lean more towards Indiana. because they're the more physical, they're the more sound, consistently sound football team, you know. But based on what we know now, we can't predict what's going to happen weather-wise. I'm going to go Alabama here slightly. 27-23 was my prediction. And I'll say this, John. I tried to post this note yesterday, and somebody ran with it. But, you know, talking to a few coaches that have done extensive film study on Indiana, and they say Alabama, man for man, not every man, but in most situations, is a more talented football team than Indiana. Okay?
I agree.
Now, somebody tried to blow that up on Tighter Insider yesterday, tried to distort that completely. All right, but here's the thing, John. Did you guys know? I think Indiana only has like 2 or 3 4-stars starting for them right now. Alabama has like 18 4 or 5 stars that are in their rotation there in the lineup, and so there's a big difference in the talent. But now here's the thing, and I know you guys got to go, but here's the difference. Indiana has gotten the most. The gap may not be that great, okay, but Indiana gets the most consistently out of their talent than anyone in the country right now.
Agreed.
So they play to the level of their potential, very close to the level of their potential on a consistent basis. Alabama, I mean, it's Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, you saw it against Oklahoma. You've seen it all the time. We've seen a pattern of that. Alabama, if they can find consistency in performance, as Nick Saban used to like to say, then they can be really, really good, whether it's this year or down the road. But it's just that those, wide range of fluctuations of performance.
Rodney, I summed it up kind of this way. I think, in my mind, Indiana is one of the more confident and disciplined teams I've ever seen. They don't make mistakes. They know what they're doing. They're very confident in their plan and how to execute it. Alabama, on the other hand, has not been as disciplined, maybe as confident, but athletically, position by position, and maybe down the depth chart, I think Alabama's a more athletic team. Can that athletic ability surpass the confidence and discipline of Indiana? To me, that's the difference. That's going to be the key for them to win.
Turnovers. I mean, is Alabama going to, here you got, Indiana's plus 17. That's incredible.
It is.
Alabama's plus 8, whatever it is, 9. They've been up to 10. So they're somewhere in there. I haven't checked it the latest on that. But anyway, so Alabama does play clean for the most part, but when they get streaky and start turning the ball over and making mistakes, but they can't do that in this game. You're right, John, because Indiana is so well-schooled, disciplined, all those things.
Well, 2025 has been another fantastic year at TighterInsider.com. Begin 2026 with a huge game tomorrow afternoon, and it begins another great year for all of your subscribers who have been with you for a long time or just recently. For those people who haven't been subscribers yet to Tighter Insider, how do they do it?
Right. It's TighterInsider.com. It's only $48 a year, and you can get instant access with your credit card. If you prefer, there is an address there to send a check that gives you all our premium information, but also our community there, the All Sports Forum, man, they're rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah.
They're getting ready, John and Barry, tonight. This Ohio State Miami game, and get you a little primer for tomorrow.
Well, I think they're actually also looking to see if somebody's announced they're entering the portal from somewhere.
Good stuff, Rodney. Happy New Year
so much,
to you.
Rodney.
Thanks for everything.
Okay, Happy New Year, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.
You too, buddy. Happy New Year, Rodney, or the Tighter Insider. 28 minutes past the hour, just to let you know, Theotis.
Well, we're ringing in the new year. Bowl game tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
You can ring in the new year tonight and have everything ready for your bowl watching party tomorrow with one call ahead to the Destin Connection Seafood Market, 288-4272, and you can swing by their location, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. And John, the freshest.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people say, well, everything can't be the biggest and the best and the freshest. It can be the freshest because, I mean, this seafood was sleeping in the water.
That's
like
right.
yesterday. Okay.
Yes, sir. You're right, Barry. And there it is, New Year's Eve. So go early because they might be cutting out just a tad early for New Year's Eve. Don't know that for sure. I'll find out. But, hey, get by there early today. That smoked tuna dip is also huge for your parties.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends and family will love that smoked tuna dip from Destin Connection. The boiled shrimp that they'll go ahead and cook, peel, and devein for you and put it in that fabulous homemade cocktail sauce that David and that crew make. It is phenomenal. Anything you may need, they'll have it ready for you. Just pull up to the drive-up window. They'll hand it to you, and you're ready to go. It is that simple.
When we
Connection Seafood Market.
When we come back, again, I'm looking in the green room. He's got the eye black on. Yeah, he's got the, he's ready. Our man Josh Harris is next.
Yep.
Our Moneyline Magician. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Get a head start on holiday travel with Montgomery Regional Airport. Book early and save big on flights to your favorite holiday destinations. Whether you're visiting family or living out your dream stay, you can count on MGM to take you there. Fly easy. Fly MGM.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake. Because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
Local banking expertise. The newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to Banking Above and Beyond at Riverbank and Trust. Locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. Riverbank and Trust.
This is Barry McKnight. John Longshore is on assignment. Oh, here he comes. Yep. We are underway in the final live half hour of 2025. You know, who do you want to ring in the new year with? You know, you got the champagne, you got, a funny hat, you're hearing Auld Lang Syne in the background. You got, that one guy in your New Year's Eve party already. He's got the lampshade on his head and everything like that. Who do we want to ring in the new year with?
Oh, yeah.
Our guy, Josh Harris, our Moneyline Magician. He is in. He is with us. We are glad to have him here with us. And dressed appropriately for the challenge at hand, it looks like, Josh.
Got the Crimson Tide quarter zip on. I'm trying to figure out what that's on the hat there.
High Hampton hat.
High Hampton. There you go. Sweet, man.
They let me go in there one time. They said that's the last time you're ever allowed in, but I hope you enjoyed your trip.
Josh, you can't wear tube socks at the High Hamptons. Can't do that.
I tried, you
didn't last.
They didn't tell me what I could and couldn't do. I just showed up and brought golf clubs, and that was it.
It's been a little while, man. We need to have you on like every other day because of all the stuff we have to address with you, with the sheer volume of things. I don't know that we've talked to you about this second round matchup at all. Indiana tomorrow, the number 1 seed. Alabama, the number 9 seed. Indiana, a 7-point favorite. Tim Keenan and some of the Alabama players have been out in Pasadena saying, well, everybody loves to root against us. It's us against the world. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Number one, you're not an underdog, but like twice every 15 years. It ain't like the world is against you. Do you feel that? Do you see that? Do you get that, Josh?
I actually kind of do. Like it's not, it's very rare. And that's like, people have never written off Alabama before until this year. People have written us off multiple times. And I think the team has done a good job of using that to actually fuel some changes and some momentum going into these games. Like, that's what we did after Florida State. It took a little bit for us to do that after the end of the year. And, I wouldn't even say Oklahoma we did it, but if we can get that same fuel that we got after the Florida State game, I mean, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Alabama is a 7-point dog. Like, come on. I mean, it's scary. Like, I feel good about it, which is terrifying. I mean, like, which is just, this is lining up like just classic Alabama.
Let me throw this at you, Josh. I hear you working here. Feeling better about it. Got the win at Oklahoma, down big, came back, a lot of confidence. Then you got factors like 100 years ago, Alabama played in the Rose Bowl and made Southern football what it is today. And if they win tomorrow, it will be their 1,000th victory in program history. And I do remember another time they played in Pasadena, albeit for a national title. This will not be, but it's a step to get there. And they beat a Texas team. That game was on a Thursday. I mean, I'm trying to line all the stars up here for you. Am I missing something? Have I missed one little thing?
I think you hit everything.
Yeah.
Possibly be stretched to its limit.
Right.
Include,
you're about as good of a hype man as there is. It's been
no question.
1,000th win. We used Texas this time.
That was on a Thursday too.
It was on a Thursday night.
3 inches of rain in California, and
yeah.
And we're
I don't
back
remember the Texas game being on a Thursday, but I remember that.
No, I mean it's just bizarro world. I mean, it just really is. I mean, but it also is just classic. We got a draw like that you would have never thought we would get. Go after we lost to Georgia, you're like, all right, maybe we get in with that way. We go get Oklahoma, who we've lost to twice in the past 2 years. And, it's hard to lose. I mean, it's just like, all right, whatever. We come in, get a good draw the first game. Then we play Indiana, who, they're undefeated. Yeah, they beat Ohio State, but it's still Indiana. Like, in your gut, I'm just being honest.
I hear you.
Honest.
Yeah.
In your gut, you still don't feel like it could possibly be a 7-point dog against Indiana. Like, you look at the players,
it's Indiana.
I mean, I heard something the other day. Indiana's won like 3 bowl games in their history. And the last time they won a bowl game, I think Bama's reeled off like 8 national championships since that time. I mean, you're thinking, what's going on here?
I mean, I get it. They've been good all year. This is what scares me, is the stuff coming out of my mouth right now. It's like, this is the scary part of it. Is it just feels like we ought to go in there and dominate. Like, it's just, I can't. Maybe it's the holiday season. Maybe it's too much eggnog over the holidays. I don't know, but I'm feeling really good about the game. We also have injuries. We have players coming back. We're finally healthy again. Like, it just seems like it's. Then we play in Atlanta if we win, which they're going to show up for that. It feels like a good story. I'm glad I took it to 22-1 is all I'm saying.
The emotional preparation for Bama fan has been really solid, I think, because I believe this. A Bama fan has themselves mentally primed for the full range, the full spectrum.
Yeah.
If Alabama gets absolutely just boat raced by Indiana, Bama fan will say, see, told you, saw it coming, knew it was going to happen. We will tank a game. if Alabama boat races Indiana? Bama fans going to say, see, told you. Huh? You know, either way, Bama fans are like, I saw this coming. Yeah. I knew this was going to happen. You win 31-3, you lose 31-3. Bama fans will tell each other, did we not know
Josh,
this was happening?
I think that's one of the unique characteristics of a Bama fan.
There are many.
Saw this coming.
Yeah. Right. It is. It's unique. It's especially unique to this year because it's never like this. It's always like if we lose, the whole world's coming to an end. It's like, yeah, it's we're playing with house money here. It's like we should like. It's comical that we got in the way we did. And then if you look back at the wins that we had, technically we should have gotten in. Then we're down 17-0 to Oklahoma. First time in almost 50, however many years that I've almost turned off the game. Like it's been almost 15, 20 years since I've turned off a game. I almost turned it off. And then we come back, we win the game. It's like, all right, now we're here. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, it really is. I hope we win. I think we're going to win. I'm going to be rooting hard for us to win. I'm going to probably throw a little bit of money on us to win. So I root even harder.
Catching 7.5?
How do you not? Are you really an Alabama fan if you don't take Alabama money line?
There you go. Local man subscribes to that line of thinking from Josh Harris. Local man says, yeah, what he said. Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
I'll say this.
Please throw some money on it with your heart.
But the alternate line, like, what?
I'll say
it with the basketball game, like.
Right.
I don't think there's a local man in this state that's going to have Alabama at plus 7.5. They're gonna shave that down a little bit because they know where Bama fans heading. They're not giving you that hook. So you're going to have to find that elsewhere. But I do like that hook. I think that half point, 7.5, is huge. How about another factor, Josh, that people have not talked about? I heard this yesterday. Blew my mind when I heard it. I went, wait a minute. Really? Is that true? They are predicting that the crowd inside the Rose Bowl, 90% Indiana.
That is not – if you look at what the SEC championship felt like, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you're an Alabama fan, do you really want to fly out to Pasadena to watch us play, even if it is number one Indiana in the rain? And you weren't planning on getting there. Like you weren't planning on going out there, and you have to plan for the next game if we win, which is in Atlanta. So Alabama fans aren't saying, I'm going to go to every single one of these games, especially with how many they've been to over the last couple of years or last 20 years. So do you go all the way out to Pasadena in the rain, or do you wait and see if we win and go to Atlanta? And so I wouldn't be shocked either. It's just, I just didn't know there's that many Indiana fans, right? Because in Pasadena, you're also going to have the fan that is just the casual Alabama fan that just lives out in California and pulls for Alabama because they're good at football, right? And those people might be there. But I think if I'm Indiana, I'm definitely going to this game. Doesn't surprise me.
I get that. They have, and Barry, I heard the voice of Indiana, I think, has been there forever. And
Don Fisher. Don Fisher has been there 52 years. This is his first roast.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, that guy's called a lot of football games, and now he's going to call one in the Rose Bowl.
And this is the thing towards what John's talking about, Josh. This is Indiana's first outright Big Ten championship since 1945. They're all going to be out there because it might be another 80 years before they're out there again, Yeah. I'm telling you.
I could see a big Indiana contingent out there. There again, this is their first playoff game. They didn't play like Alabama did, so we'll see. You mentioned basketball, Josh. They got the Kentucky Wildcats coming in on Saturday.
It's hoop season again, baby. It is. I thought we'd be just done with football at this. I thought I'd be fully locked into basketball. But the team's looking good. We just got to rebound.
Yeah.
If we can rebound, I mean, it's. I'm sure everybody's been saying it. We can score like we can score. We can actually play decent defense. We just can't rebound the ball. And so it's that question of how close to the line do you draw? Like we need a big man, like a big man, but also a big man can't run the ball, run the court like our team likes to do. So it's almost like you need a unicorn big man to play with Alabama. So once we get that, if we can find that Herb Jones, right? Imagine how good he would be with this team.
No, what an impact he could have. No doubt about it. See, that is a breakdown. That is a calm, rational breakdown of Alabama basketball. Now, it may not have resonated as much when, Josh maybe a little bit disrespectfully said, despite Indiana being 13-0 and winning the Big Ten championship and beating Ohio State, I mean, they're still Indiana. Where do I hear that from all the time?
I just can't.
They're Indiana.
I can't help the way that I feel.
Yeah.
My feelings are my feelings.
Yes.
Right.
Born and raised that way. What do you do?
Yeah.
So, Josh, as we wrap up, I'm curious. So what are the plans for tomorrow afternoon? Where are you watching the game? Are you with some buddies and family? What's the story going to be?
So we're back in Atlanta. We've got finally home for a little while. So I'm going to watch the first couple with the wife here at the house. Watch the first game with the wife, and then we'll see where the night goes from there. We got dinner planned, so I'm going to have to behave a little bit during the day. So might just go up to the local watering hole up the street, watch the game, and then
sweet
going to have dinner at the Cross Creek Cafe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
That's
nice.
So hopefully I'll be in a good mood because, she can always feel when it's just like I can ruin a dinner. So we'll see. But like you said, I'm in a good place. It could go either way.
Yeah.
The dinner for Mary Allen tomorrow night should be enjoyable regardless.
Outstanding. Very good. Final question, real quick, 10-second blurb. Is that your favorite logo, favorite Bama logo that you've got on your shirt? Is that the one they need to utilize more?
100%. The best logo they've ever had.
Totally with you on
Easy.
that. All right. Appreciate you, Josh.
Sounds good. Hey, Happy New Year, Josh. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll touch base with you next week, I guess, previewing Alabama's next opponent there in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, that's what we'll be doing.
All right.
Wait a minute. Alabama basketball play. Oh, yeah. Josh, appreciate you very much.
Roll Tide.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. All right, man, we are rolling right along here on this New Year's Eve edition of Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, in association with our good friends at Yellow Hammer News. Bear, we've got a lot of good guests today. The Phantom 4 has been released. We got some college football playoff action, and I believe Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland 777 topic wheel is also going to be coming up.
There's the stuff with John talking about, 1,000th victory. 1,000's a number, 1,000. It was 100 years ago to the day when Alabama put Southern football on the map at this very same venerable old ball yard.
1926. Yeah. Hey, don't forget about the Texas win was on a Thursday.
It was on a Thursday, just like this one's going to be.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. There's some of that stuff for Indiana. First appearance for Indiana in a Rose Bowl game since 1963.
Wow.
USC beat them. Second ever, but Indiana did play in the Rose Bowl stadium, not this year, but last, when they beat UCLA by like 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kurt Cignetti's first Big Ten win as Indiana head coach. First ever meeting between the Crimson Tide and the Hoosiers.
Yeah, there's not a lot of teams Alabama has never faced. This is one of them. The bowl history for Indiana.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Rose Bowl in the 60s. There again, I heard this week that they've only played like 3 or 4 bowl games in their entire history, which I found amazing.
Well, I know they beat Auburn. Well, no, they lost to Auburn in 1990 in the Peach Bowl at Fulton County. Stan White had a good game in that one.
I remember that one. I got to admit, I don't remember a lot of bowl games that Indiana participated in, except that one. For some reason, that Peach Bowl in Fulton County Stadium sticks out to me. I don't know why it does, but it did.
Kurt Cignetti was Alabama's wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator for about 3 years. Kalen DeBoer was the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Indiana 6 years ago in 2019. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
Who was the coach in 2019 for Indiana?
Tom Allen.
Tom Allen.
Yes.
Sure.
It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You get a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Tough to stop talking this way. Yeah. It's actually kind of fun. Hey, I got your Bud Light. Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. What'd I miss? I have no idea.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
We're here.
Right. Yep, we are here, ready to go. I was looking at Happy New Year from Dennis Mitchell. The rest of it, I don't get.
I don't either. Chris the Bammer, he says, Happy New Year, Dennis. May you find a woman in 20.
How about that?
Hey, we're all with you on that.
Told us about that.
He is something. Yeah, that would be, we all can subscribe.
Happy New Year to you, Dennis, and everybody else out there. Exactly.
There we go. Yep. Dennis says Harry Gonzo was the running backs coach in 1968. Was the running back at Indiana in the 1968 Rose Bowl. Harry Gonzo. Knowledge is power. Harry Gonzo sounds dirty. Hey, man, do you see that guy in the locker room? Good Lord, does he have a Harry? Anyway, never mind. All right. Here we go.
All right. See, we have 6 topics here on the Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel. We do not know what these topics are about. We're seeing them for the first time, as you are.
Brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22, I-85, Shorter, Alabama. You can be a winner too. First things first.
Okay. All right. What we got?
Oh, Mike Evans. Yeah. The Buccaneers, they stink. Our guy, is it Tobias, who big Bucks fan? The Bucks they're not having a good year at all. They've especially lately. Mike Evans has played 12 years. He's had 1,000 yards receiving in every year. What's going to happen with the Bucks' best player? I like this. This is whenever you see somebody like this, a lot of times this feels like something Greg Sankey tells us in a live interview. I just approach it how I always approach it. Whatever happens, happens. I'll focus on that when the time is right. And I've been there before when Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, has been across the table from us, and he's been saying things like that. And I'll look over there and I'll have to nudge John. Wake up, John. Wake up. Because his eyes are rolling. No, John, be with us. Hey, it is what it is. I approach it how I always approach it. Whatever happens, happens.
That's right.
I think he's a great player. I just don't think he's as speedy as he used to be.
Yeah,
but he's a definite first ballot Hall of Famer.
I think so too.
Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever. Hey, if your toes are still tapping, isn't that what Damone said?
Or like Eric the Otter Stratton says, I mean, they're gonna nail us no matter what we do.
That's another great line.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
all right,
I like that.
Get back to it.
All right, what do we got here? Let's spin away and see what pops up on the Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel.
Ooh, there's several interesting ones. Again, we don't know what they are. Awkward calls. It's my house now.
Okay.
You got to say it with an inflection.
That's right.
Oh, Altadena, California. 550-pound black bear has decided he likes his house, and that's where he's going to live. Yep, this is my spot. That owner has been trying his best. Can I shoot it? No. Can we get animal control out here? No. Evidently, the black bear is like environmentally protected or something like that. So he's just got to live for a little while with a 550-pound black bear.
You're telling me if a black bear shows up at my house, weasels his way into my basement, I have no recourse?
In California, you know how California is.
Yeah.
Put a tranquilizer in him, put him in the back of the truck. F-150 will do the job.
That sure will.
Drive him to like Eastern Georgia. Drop him off. Problem solved. Maybe a little rat poison and some leftovers that he's digging through the. No, that's pointless. No.
Yeah, well,
get a tranquilizer.
That bear
maybe a little chloroform. Drag him off. That's what I say.
All right,
here we go.
4 more to go. Let's see what we got. Love the color combination there: red, blue, yellow, and green.
That's the full spectrum. Shot blocker.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's it. Shot blocker.
Shot blocker.
Here. Is this Herb Jones? No, he's a defender. Oh, here we go. Let's see.
Let's see. Derek White for the Celtics against the Utah Jazz. He's a guard. 7 blocked shots.
Whoa.
A feat he now shares Doug Christie, George the Iceman Gervin, Dennis Johnson, and Tracy McGrady, who was a Romy favorite. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 blocks. There's never been a guard that has done each of those marks in the game. Michael Jordan was the closest. He missed his first 7 3-point attempts. Yikes.
Whoa. Hey, keep trying, buddy. Hey, don't let those misses discourage you. You got to keep throwing them up.
A guard blocking 7 shots in a game. Who was he guarding? Muggsy Bogues?
Barry, is it bad if you miss your first 7 3-pointers? I mean, you got to keep trying.
Yes. I knew that is what's called, the NBA calls this too. They call that the Longshore approach.
Yeah.
The Longshore approach, simply put, real quick, if you're hot, keep shooting.
Yep.
If you're not hot, keep shooting until you get hot again.
It's kind of like playing the lotto. You ain't going to win if you don't play.
That's right.
You got to play.
There you go. Derek White, we salute you. 0 for 7, and you still end up with 27 points. Shoot your shot. All right.
Let's do it. What do we got? It is 3 to go. Blue, red, yellow, and it's going to land on...
Seals the deal.
Seals the deal.
Yes. That may be a Vital Men reference, too.
Could be as well. Yeah. Seals the deal.
TCU in overtime. This was music to the Phantoms' ear.
Yeah, it was. This is nice.
TCU against USC was a little bit more enthused than I thought they would be. Watch this play. Now, they're not very enthused in terms of tackling a ball carrier, but that is the walk-off. That's it. They missed about 3 tackles. TCU wins it in the Alamo Bowl, covers, wins outright. John, that's beautiful.
You know, technically, Barry, they were covering before that play, but hey, if they want to win it, go for it. I mean, I have no problem with that. You know, Southern Cal, I recall earlier this fall talking about how that team can't tackle.
Yeah.
They still can't tackle.
You may remember Ken Seals. He was the starting quarterback at Vanderbilt early in his career. Big future and everything. Then he kind of fell out of favor. Then here comes Pavia, and he had to get out of there.
He's not related to Seals of Seals and Crofts, is he?
Oh, Dash. No, was it Jim Seals and Dash Crofts? Summer Breeze.
Something like that, yeah. Diamond Girl.
There you go.
All right, 2 more to go. Let's spin away. See what we got coming up here on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Victoryland, you can be a winner too. Exit 22 off I-85 shorter, Alabama, open 24/7, 365.
Dan Seals of England, Dan. John Ford Coley. Okay, awkward call.
Awkward call. Yeah, what's
all
up
right,
with this?
yeah. This is again, Baylor has signed a mid-season addition, a 7-footer named James Naji of Nigeria. He could make his debut this Saturday. They play at TCU. He was the 31st overall pick 2.5 years ago. He was playing in Europe. He hasn't been on an NBA roster, but he's been in the G League, and he's been playing in Europe. He's been a professional. Now Baylor has signed him. The NCAA said players wouldn't be eligible if they signed regular NBA contracts. The association says that won't necessarily apply to G League players without NBA deals or other professional leagues in the U.S. and elsewhere. You can sign pro players, evidently, in the middle of the year. You know why? Because college athletics is now professional, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other deal there, John. Guys who are playing NCAA basketball, the best ones, are making more money than the guys in the G League. If you're in the G League and you're playing in Sioux Falls or Grand Rapids or something like that, for $80,000, and you can make $2 million playing in the in NCAA, there's going to be lawsuits. Heck yeah, they're going to be able to do that, and that is wrong.
That is what's happening. You're right about that.
True.
All right, one more to go. Let's spin it to make it official. It is the blue panel, and once it stops, we'll see what this is about in the Victoryland topic wheel. Bad karma. Bad karma.
Yeah. Here we go.
What could this be about? Oh,
Tennessee had to practice at a high school in Nashville. You know, we didn't ask CJ about it. Vanderbilt said that they won't have Tennessee.
No.
Illinois got to practice at Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt said, Tennessee, no.
Not happening.
That's a little petty, but I am all for it.
I mean, you think if they had a bowl game in Tuscaloosa and Auburn was playing in it, they're going to let them practice inside the Hank Crisp indoor practice facility?
Yeah. Now, Tennessee is saying that, they refuse to practice at Vanderbilt. No, that ain't it. That's what Tennessee will say. They're Tennessee.
Maybe you should beat Vanderbilt, and you won't have that problem.
There you go. All right, that's good.
What did Tennessee finish this year, by the way? Were they like 500 after that loss last night? Yeah.
I'm on it.
Isn't it great? Isn't it just, I love it. It's beautiful.
Happy New Year to everybody. 2025 was a great year for Longshore and McKnight. Guess what? 2026 is going to be even better.
We cannot wait. We will kick off 2026 with Longshore and McKnight on Friday morning at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars, ringing in the new year with our good friends at Stivers Ford. Also recapping all of the college football playoff matchups. I'm sure there'll be a lot of talk about that Rose Bowl game on Friday as well.
For all of our guests, for CJ Duncan and Rodney Orr and Josh Harris and all of you, Happy New Year to you all. We'll see you on Friday in 2026 with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.